So in today's video, I'll actually be talking about is the iPhone 14, 14 Plus, and 14 Pro Max are going to get discontinued in September. So actually what I actually been holding is this phone. Okay, so this is an iPhone 14 Plus right here. And as you can tell by the difference, it's not many changes, you know. You know what I seriously mean? There's not many changes within this phone. Okay, so actually, the phone actually has a 6.7 Super Retina XDR display, and it doesn't really have a dynamic island. I can just show it to you. I'm so sorry if I'm using Bandicam. Oh, sorry, it's my bad. You know. Okay, so this is actually transparent because like despite it having a notch, I would just say in my opinion that it doesn't really have a dynamic island. Okay. Another thing that I wanted to say is this. They also have the SOS and crash detection. It also has the fast 5G connectivity. I would just say in my opinion that the Pro Max models for the iPhone 14 will get discontinued in September despite the iPhone 15 going to be released. Okay, so actually what I'm going to show you is this. So they actually do have a dual camera right here. So this is actually an advanced dual camera system. This is the 12 MP main. It's ultra wide. It also has a true depth focus camera. And the little person who is actually running is actually called action mode as well. So despite having the iPhone 14 and 14 having two cameras, it has the optical zoom options. So this optical zoom options can go to 0.5x or 1x, while the iPhone 14 Pro Max has four cameras. I'm not too sure why they have two cameras for this, but it's actually similar and adjacent to the iPhone 13. Okay. iPhone 13 is also the same because it also has the optical zoom illusions, but they do not have action mode. So if you want to go for the iPhone 14 Pro and Pro Max, or even the Plus and the regular 14, if you want to film your videos to make sure it's smooth, then I suggest you get the iPhone 14 Plus, not 14. They also have the A15 Bionic chip. Now it's similar to the Pro and Pro Max models and the Mini as well because they actually do have the 15 A15 Bionic chip. They also have a Face ID as well, both of them, and they are also water resistant. So actually they have a capacity which is the same amount. It depends on the person, but I would normally go for 128 or 256 gigabyte. The 512 gigabyte may cost a lot of money. It depends on which region you're staying, okay? So actually eSIM is not available in this country. It's only available in the US as well. It also has a Super Retina XDR display right here. It also has like this. Okay, sorry about that. Sorry, I promise not again. Oops. This is what happens when you get light into your videos. Okay, the screen is actually really big because it's a plus phone. They also have a different height. They're also splash and water resistant, and they're protected with the ceramic shield. Despite the iPhone 14 Pro and Pro Max having the A16 Bionic chip, A15 really comes with standard phones as well. As well as this, they actually have a photonic engine as well. They also have 6 effects as well. They also have night mode and photographic styles. The video recording can go up 24 frames per second, 25 frames per second, or 30% frames per second, or even 60. They have action mode, while the iPhone 13 doesn't have action mode. They also have the photonic engine as well, but they do not have a crash detection. But this phone, yes, it has a crash detection as well. Okay, in some models, they normally put this one CDMA, EV, or EV or EVA. In some models, they feature it, and some of them don't. It depends. So this actually does stand for Evolution Data Optimized as well. They have Face ID as well because I mentioned before that ever since 2017, iPhone X was released, and unfortunately for that, they decided to get rid of the home button. The home button has been along for a generation since 2007. for the 10th year anniversary, they just skipped the iPhone 9. You know, okay. As well as this, they definitely do have a dual eSIM support, but nano SIM and eSIM is not available. So if you're like in an Asian country like me, you still get to use the PIN. But if you're in the US, you still have to use eSIM. You need to download the data as well. So if you've been wondering on how you can transfer a data to a data on a new phone, it's easy. You just turn on your Bluetooth, and then when you see the prompt right here, you will be time to change the phone, like transferring the data as well. So actually, when they do have like the two cameras right here, you can definitely see why they do have it. I'm so sorry again. If the shadow is not really clear, then I really apologize for it, okay? Okay, so this is actually the iPhone 14 Plus in a OtterBox case. So eventually, OtterBox can protect your phone from any faults or hazards, you know, because sometimes this can be a ceramic shield and it has the longest battery life on a phone ever. The ceramic shield is actually tougher than any smartphone glass. It's also water resistant. So actually keep in mind that the A15 and A16 Bionic chip are not available, okay? Even though yes, the regular iPhone 14 definitely does have the same features. However, it's because of the length. They do not have a telephoto and they don't have the 48 megapixel main ultra wide telephoto. They only have like the 12 main ultra wide camera as well, right? They also are connected to 5G as well. Okay, so if you have any questions about this phone, please do let me know, okay? Look, I know this phone is actually new. I know this phone's new. I actually been getting this phone since 2 months ago. It's still working as good as new despite the battery going down to 99%. This normally happens in around 2 or 3 months, if I'm not mistaken. And sometimes you may need to use cellular data. I know in some places in my room it's like kind of bad because I'm not too sure what's the reason with it, but if you go to a restaurant, yeah, it could be one of the reasons that you may be using it. Okay? Anyways, that's all.